So, listen, y'all. We about to get it in. We gonna do a live review. Umar Johnson did an interview with the Daily Wrap-Up crew. Everybody been sending me clips of it, wanting me to come give my opinion of it. I know that it's been going around. Everybody's sending it around. People, I didn't want to watch nobody else's review before I did mine. And y'all know I got it a little late. I'm here late, okay? But y'all know I be on the road doing shit. The last live we did on the road, I appreciate everybody who came and checked that out, even people who watched the playback. We gonna get it in. I need to know, I'm gonna do a sound check with y'all first. Make sure y'all can hear me clearly, see me clearly. Everything's looking cool right now. Y'all let me know over here in the comment section. Just let me know real quick if you can hear and if you can see. That's all I need right now. Just a thumbs up or something like that in the comment section. What's up, Goddess? OTR, Young Reek, Realist, Roland, Twiggy. Twiggy been in here. Twiggy was waiting for 40 minutes. They put her up here. Twiggy said, I'm early. She been in here since 6:50. Okay? That's called dedication. All right? Mad love to Twiggy. Okay, everything look good. Everything sound good. One more check. Okay? I need to know if y'all can hear this. I'm going to add. Hold on. Put these on. I'm going to add. Hold on. Now y'all let me know if y'all can hear. Let me know if y'all can hear Umar. Because if not, I'm going to switch it up. Hold on. Let me get my shit up. Like, what the fuck, bro? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear Umar.
Shit on social media and say we're going to fight because we got a common enemy, white supremacy. And we're going to put our votes behind a candidate who offers to do the most for us. That would be revolutionary.
Definitely. So speaking of that, I seen a video.
Can y'all hear the sound from the clip? Let me know that. Let me know real quick, and then we're going to get it in. We in. Appreciate you, Gina. Okay. So I wasn't going to start there. I ain't going to start there, right? Okay. Mad love. Okay. Y'all can hear. So let me take this off for a second. I'm going to take this off for a second. Listen. We're going to be breaking this down. Y'all done seen the clips going around. Everybody had their opinions. Umar Johnson crazy. Umar Johnson done blamed everything on black men. So, we going to do this shit together. And y'all know that in this conversation, when we're talking about black men, black women, y'all know where the conversation can go. Y'all know usually it's polar opposites. You either got to hate black women, hate black men, or come off like you hate black women, hate black men. And this is normally people are going to side with you one way or another. Y'all know we don't do that here. We right here, right in the middle, all right? All together just like this, like I be talking about. We all together like this. So let me go ahead and tell you now. If you have any disagreements with anything that I'm going to say here, cool. Keep it respectful in the comments. Anybody getting off in the comments, get them the fucked up out of here. My mods, I don't have time for that shit tonight. We just doing a light review. I'm going to give some commentary as to what's being said, and we just going to keep it real cool, all right? But y'all know what I got to do first. First and foremost, shout out to Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. This ain't no nationality. This ain't no bloodline. It's a mindset, okay? Understand it. It's a mindset. The point that you decide to stop cooning. Look at yourself. Change your life, all right? Stop that coon shit. That's what this is about over here, all right? So don't come over here with none of that extra shit, okay? Don't come over here with none of that extra shit. But let's get started. Let's go ahead and just get it in. I would put the word out to everywhere, but I ain't, if you're watching a playback, hit the like button for me. If you're coming in here, if you're watching this right now, hit that like button for me real quick. Subscribe to the channel, okay? Y'all know how we do it over here. Again, we're going to keep it fair down the middle. Daily Wrap-Up, I don't know if y'all watch these guys. I've seen clips of their things before. They normally have a bunch of, girls, black women on there just yapping off at the fucking mouth. Almost, it's this podcast shit. Y'all know, y'all have seen what the podcast and the ability for people to have podcasts, what it has done to the climate, what it has done to the conversation. So normally you have dudes on there just railing on a bunch of dumb chicks. That's normally how it goes, okay? I think the shit's sad. I think it's fucked up. But that's where we are right now, all right? We gonna get into it, though. Let's get started. It's going to be, now, I'm not going to play the whole thing. This whole thing is an hour and something long. I got it down to about 17 minutes that we're going to break down together, where he's talking about, you know, black man, woman dynamic, where he's going back and forth with these guys about that. And we're going to see exactly what's going on here. Y'all bear with me. Listen up so you can hear what's being said.
Of yours where you said that feminism has conditioned black women to view black men as the enemy.
It has.
Feminism. Okay.
Feminism was financed by the CIA. Gloria, what was her name? Gloria Steinem, I think she was.
Right, yeah.
Mother of modern feminism, because traditional feminism goes back to the 1800s, right? With Susan B. Anthony and those white supremacists. But Gloria Steinem was...
So first thing they're going to ask this man, they talking about whether feminism turned the black woman against the black man. That's where the conversation is now. That's where we're going to start this conversation. They asking Umar about it. Now, Umar, he's talking about the suffrage movement. When he's talking about the original feminism, the first wave of cave feminism, because this is what it is, and we have to understand that's what it is. And if you know any amount of history, do you understand it was a suffrage movement? This is basically, you know, cave hoes was begging their sons and their dads and their uncles to let them vote. Okay? This was Susan B. Anthony. Didn't have nothing to do with black women. Okay? Then he talked about the new wave feminism, where you had Gloria Steinem. This is where you'll see this cave bitch got her fist up with a black woman in the picture. It had nothing to do with black women at all. At neither point did it have anything directly to do with black women. If it had ever had anything to do with black women, then those cave hoes would have been fighting racism. It's not what they did. Okay? That's not what they did. That ain't what they've been fighting for the entire time. They've been fighting for rights because the caveman looked at this bitch like she won't shit. This is where the idea of patriarchy came from, that we're going to treat you like you less than. That's where it came from. And a lot of black men is actually taking on a lot of these ideologies from these caves. So this is where Umar is right now, talking about the first wave of feminism.
Was a CIA agent. They financed her. Her first feminist magazine they paid for. The CIA brought feminism into the white household to get the woman out the house, and into the black household to turn the black woman against the black man. To scapegoat us.
So what he's saying is it was directly used. Now understand, I know a lot of people that go deal with Umar on a personal level. They talk shit about Umar on a personal level. When it comes to just talking about the things, the history, and him promoting his nationalist, his black or Pan-African nationalist mindset, Umar Johnson does a good job. He explains himself. He makes it plain, keeps it in common sense form. He does a good job with that. Okay? He does. Outside, again, I don't know what's all going on with his school, his personal life. I don't got nothing to do with that. I don't care nothing about that. Okay? Based on what he says and how he puts on for black people in front of everybody, I got to give him a credence of respect no matter what for that. I have to. I don't have a choice. If you the type person that don't, then I can't even see, you know, what type mindset you in. Because he puts on no matter where he at based on what I've seen. Now, he do be on some clowny shit. Y'all make memes of him and all type of shit. But either way, when it comes to putting on for the people in front of anybody, wherever he's being interviewed, Umar Johnson does a good job. He does a good job.
For problems caused for her by white supremacy.
So, you know, obviously, you know, a big...
The black woman allowed for feminism to use her and made her use the black man as a scapegoat for racism and white supremacy. And you will see a lot of that. Like, it's almost like, you know, if you're black women to join the feminist movement, when them white bitches was talking to their men about what they pay them, it didn't have shit to do with black women. At no point did it. Black women fell for that. They fell for it.
Thing obviously we spoke about the gender wars, you know, earlier.
Right.
Obviously there's a lot of conversation nowadays about, you know, the value of what a woman brings and the value of what a man brings in a relationship. And now there's a lot more rhetoric from our women that we hear is I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, right? So
That's pains.
Let me speak to this really quickly. This gender warring that occurs on this internet, it's been something y'all have heard me speak about several times here on this channel. it looks so dumb that there isn't a day that goes by that this isn't taking place. I would argue that black people have taken this conversation. Really, it's an argument constantly pointing fingers back and forth at each other. We've taken this and made it a part of what we do on a daily basis. So what that means is we're introducing this conversation and the fact that we don't get along in any public forum this way. We're putting that into our culture. Okay? What that means is that our children are watching this behavior online and they're picking up these same ideologies from us because we've attached ourselves to it so passionately. Because motherfuckers be acting like they're dropping bars just back and forth with the bullshit all day long about relationships. Well, if you ask our kids, do black men and women get along? Their answer, based on what they see abroad, again on these screens, they're going to say no. They're going to say no. We're making this a part of our culture. This gender war and bullshit.
Speaking about.
Right.
Because most black women know they will never get a man. A black woman can have sex whenever she wants.
Right.
Because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate, she may never get. I have 2 daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest will be 21 this week.
Okay.
Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter could be one of those. I hope she's not. She could be one of those who never get a husband because only 1 out of 4 gets a husband. You see that? So when a black woman says, I don't need a man, that is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because
Hold on now. What Umar is saying is that black women using this as like a defense mechanism. Okay? It's a defense mechanism. They know there's a good chance they're not going to get a man. So they're saying this as a reaction to the fact that they may not get a man, based on not only what the system is doing to black men, based on the fact that marriage, as it were, since we're using this as a measuring stick, and I hate that we look at it that way, but it is used as a measuring stick. It is an accomplishment. Marriage equals healthy black family, okay? Even though it doesn't equal this for any other group, but to black people, marriage equals healthy black family. The realities of marriage don't speak to this, but this is what it equals. So Umar is saying, well, black women know they're not going to get a man, so they're going to go ahead and say they don't need no man. They're going to go ahead and get out. I don't need no man. I'm going to take care of this shit myself. I don't need to get married. I'm going to take care of this shit myself. But it's because they know they probably not going to get a man anyway.
understood. You know, you're obviously against interracial relations when it comes to black men with black women. I mean, with white women.
With all women, you should only be with the black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a good woman in America,
go somewhere else.
In
Absolutely.
Africa. So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like, if you,
I do.
If you feel
I tell sisters all the time, go to Africa. Mm-hmm. So I know sisters who marry. I just spoke with a sister. She invited me to the wedding. She just married a brother from the continent.
So, but instead of saying they will never get married,
I'll take sisters to Africa who married brothers they met in Africa.
Right.
So yeah,
I think there's obviously plenty of black men and black women. So
and what I also tell black women, if
married,
you're going to go get you an African man from the continent,
right,
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Why the fuck is it tolerated? It's not tolerated here. That's what we're trying to tell them.
Well,
now, hold on. Let's be clear here. Umar says that he is telling women to go to the continent to get brothers from the continent, continental brothers, okay? This is the some of the rhetoric of, I want to say it could be reminiscent of these passport bros that want to go overseas and, okay, cool. But what he says is that he tells sisters, and I'm imagining he's talking about American, 3Ks, don't get this shit fucked up, sisters, is that they can't talk to African men this way. There's a certain way you can't talk to them. Now, I know some African brothers, and I know this for a fact. Their culture it's not going to be a whole bunch of, it's not going to be a whole bunch of that. You're not going to get off like this. You will either get cussed the fuck out or you may get some hands put on you. I'm not saying it's right at all. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying That's how it works a lot of times in these other African cultures. Now, what Umar's saying is, you tell sisters don't talk to brothers like that over there. These young brothers said, well, we try and tell them not to talk to us like that over here. And I understand that. Because there's no reason. Nobody has time for this. Nobody. Nobody has time. Nobody wants to hear that shit. It is something that gets on in any man. We can take race out. Nobody has time for that. So if Umar is telling American women that you can't talk to African brothers like that, these young brothers interject and say, well, we try to tell them they can't talk to us like that either. Basically. And I see there's a point there. Like, nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Nobody.
Well, over here, I want to say this to us, though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that, and then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable.
Hold on now. Now, listen. People was mad at Umar. I don't see the issue with what's being said here. Now, here's the only bit of pushback I have. He says that the black man here, we have to be clear, the black man here created this monster, essentially. The black man here created this monster by leaving black women to raise children by themselves. So that attitude that the black woman has comes from having to do this work on her own. Now, it is in my opinion that black women should have a similar tenacity for the caves. And that's my problem with black women when we having this conversation. You should have a similar tenacity for the caves. You should have a similar tenacity. It may not be the same, but what you'll notice, just like he said, you tell black women she better not talk to an African like that. What you'll notice is that black women have this more submissive posture when it comes to the caves, when it comes to the manager up at the job, and everything. She'll have this submissive posture with him. But the black man, who, again, been in this system the whole time, it has been shown what has been going on as far as we talking about mass incarceration, we talking about the crime bill, we talking about these things as well. She's seen that happen. She's seen how this takes place, and particularly when we're talking about in lower income areas. The cops is 3Ks. Don't get this shit fucked up. The cops is circling the hood like sharks at all times. She's seen this happen. 3 strikes. She's seen this happen. So I would argue that the same tenacity that you have and the contempt that you have for the black man, you need to have it for the cave too. That's my issue. Spread that shit around. What I notice with black people is that black men and women do the same shit. We be steady looking at each other. And the caves are just running around almost like they on unicycles. Just the caves just be riding around juggling on unicycles around us while we sitting there arguing with each other, and they just doing whatever the fuck they want, playing all in our face. We don't have the same type of tenacity towards the caves, towards this system. We don't have that. We got it towards each other. That's what I noticed. But he is not wrong as to where that strong attitude comes from, you got to develop that if you have to be the breadwinner and everything and raise these kids on your own. You got to be. It's just fair.
Accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one, so of course you're going to end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us.
I understand
we have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father, but guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years?
Hey, I don't know. I understand. Okay, people was mad at Umar, but you can't deny some of the points that this brother is making. Well, y'all listen. If you have to take care of a child by yourself, and this is just outside of financially, let's take the financial part out of it for a second. I'm going to bring it back. But for a second, kids is worrisome. Who know it? Just me? Kids can be worrisome. And it doesn't stop. It ain't no age that worrisomeness stops or them getting into shit or you having to make sure you're watching everything they doing. So here's what we got. You got a black woman at work, going to work, trying to work and all this shit while taking care of a kid, and they worrisome by themselves. This is before you have to feed and clothe them. They worrisome by themselves. Okay, let's just be real. I don't know why y'all act like kids is some, they just show up, they cry a little bit, you give them a bottle, change them, everything else is on autopilot. That ain't how this shit work. Kids is worrisome as fuck. That's before you even deal with the financial aspect of it. They worrisome. So, you got a woman that's going to be with this kid all the time, dealing with this kid all the time, no breaks. This is the part where I don't feel as though black men, have enough compassion to understand the situation. You know what it's like for you, and you ain't got no shit. A lot of black men ain't got their kids but a couple days every few weeks or something like that. You know how worrisome it is for you for 1 day, 2 days. Kids is worrisome. If you leave a woman to do that by herself, the crying, the trying to figure out what's going on, she's going to be angry about her condition. She gonna be mad. Because you would be mad. You'd be frustrated. If it was something that happened to you a lot. Now, there is a such thing as single fathers, but let's just be real. It fails in comparison to single mothers. Let's just be all the way real about this shit. It fails into comparison. So, when Umar is saying, well, we ain't did nothing to raise black boys better, to make sure the selection is better, I understand what he's saying. Now, to me, that doesn't mean a black woman should just be having a kid with a worthless, hoe-ass nigga. That don't mean that. To that point, you don't get to have children with worthless, hoe-ass niggas and then be mad. Umar is saying, well, the selection isn't there. Sounds like it's a whole lot of legs being closed then. Whole lot of pussy not handed out. Okay? Whole lot of pussy not even being handed out. Or a woman, if she's going to engage in this behavior with these men, then she not getting pregnant by them. She gonna make sure she's not getting pregnant by them. Because no matter how mad y'all get about this, women control this aspect, whether a child comes to life. Women control that. So I'm not going to, because I understand what Umar is saying, but it seems like there should just be No pussy handed out. Like, no, I ain't doing that. You selling dope on the corner, you a gangbanger or something like that. I'm not fucking with you like that. But then the flip side of this, that I didn't hear him say here, he may say it here in a little bit, is that the same men that we talk about, and he talked about pants sagging, smoking weed. I don't think these are markers of a poor character. I don't think these are markers. It's almost giving me almost like what Bill Cosby said about pants sagging and talking in would-be ebonics in his pound cake speech. I don't think those are necessarily markers of degeneracy, but there's a flip side to that. There are women that run around as, ghettoized black women, gang members, women, the would-be crooks, women. And actually, if you look at the stats on, how they're imprisoning black women now, that is bullshit. Now, I know they targeting black women because, again, they circling the hoods. I'm not saying black women are the most criminal woman on the planet. We know that's the cave, bitch. I'm not saying that. But for every would-be ghettoized black man, for lack of a better terminology, there's a ghettoized black woman. I came up in the hood, okay? You cannot sit here and act like that these ghettoized black men are going up to corporate America and getting black women lawyers and doctors, and let's be real, okay? There is a counterpart here. And within this counterpart, there are children being made. That's what's happening. Okay? Understand, I'm not saying that's the only situation that takes place, but a lot of that is going to be, those people are the flip side of the same coin. Okay? Nobody wants to talk about that, but I will. Yeah. You got to deal with it, because y'all call them ratchets now, whatever you want to call them. There's a lot of those type of women. And y'all know I don't come to down the hood. I don't come to down what people deem as ratchet or ghetto. I don't come to down that. But understand that mentality permeates in both the men and the women. And children are being had in this situation. So I understand what Umar is saying. I get it. But there's a piece of the conversation being left out. Okay? A piece of the conversation being left out here. There's a flip side. You have ghettoized women running around here, and they are busting it wide open for the hood. They act like that, and children are being made in this situation. Okay? We got to be real about that. So when Umar says, well, black men aren't doing anything to raise these black boys, I do feel like there needs to be at least a sub-conversation had as to where, well, how are they getting pussy? How they getting it? Understand that. And actually, when I hear these conversations, I never hear this part. I very rarely hear this part. So let me go back a little bit, and then we're going to keep playing it here. I very rarely hear this part. But black men, he's not wrong. It's just that the demographic he's speaking on, I don't feel like he's not being thorough enough with it, in my personal opinion. Hold on. This shit buffering. Like, what the hell? Come on now. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. Let me refresh it. They trying to hold me back. They could be cutting me off. I don't know.
Men are the providers. What have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs to be
we was
more
loving
selective.
our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of...
You're making her a scapegoat.
Here we go. Pookie and Ray Ray. She picking Pookie and Ray Ray. Here's the thing I hate about this conversation. I don't know if Pookie and Ray Ray have been defined and what that is and what that means. What type of man is a Pookie Ray Ray man? Are we talking about felons? Are we talking about dudes that sag their pants? Are we talking about dudes that smoke weed? Are we talking about dudes that don't take care of their children? It's not clearly defined. And I get mad because what they'll do is any urbanized black man is a Pookie Ray Ray. How's that? What about, now, understand, I came from the hood. There were good fathers in the hood as well. Understand this. They don't never get spoken about. Nobody mentions them ever. But does just being in the hood make you a Pookie Ray Ray? Is there behaviors that you have to do? Because it's like they lump everybody that's from the hood up into this category. And that pisses me off. That pisses me off. They'll even lump, hell, when these motherfuckers call themselves get mad at me, they'll call me a Pookie Ray Ray because I have multiple children with multiple women. So if it's multiple children with multiple women, it doesn't matter whether you're taking care of the kids or not. You automatically a Pookie Ray Ray just because you got multiple children, multiple women. It's all encompassing. Everything is lumped under here. And there's nothing you can do. Like, these niggas will talk shit about me having multiple children, multiple women. I can't reverse the kids. So then what happens is there's no way for you to even, redeem yourself, essentially. Because I can't reverse no kids, but that's the marker. And I ain't trying to reverse. I take care of them. I do what I got to do, right? But when they're talking, there is no saving. Just Pookie Ray Ray, Pookie Ray Ray, Pookie Ray Ray. They picking Pookie Ray Ray. What makes you not a Pookie Ray Ray? What are you doing this? Is it you not getting caught up with the law? Because if we're talking about, I like that when they were just talking about deadbeat fathers. Because deadbeat fathers encompasses from corporate America all the way down to the hood. But the conversation's changed now. Now it's Pookie Ray Ray. And there is no clear definition of what this is. We talking about gangbangers? Because deadbeat father is the conversation. And please understand, in my lifetime, I've known of men that are deadbeat fathers that be cops, that could be lawyers, that could be doctors, that could be, anywhere. Anywhere. Just because a brother is hood does not make him a deadbeat father. That doesn't equal that. But when you hear these niggas talk about Pookie Ray Rays, they're trying to differentiate themselves and make themselves some type of upstanding person because they can call other people Pookie Ray Rays. Okay? I don't sag my pants. I speak well. I might have went to school. I work hard. I know plenty black men in the hood that work hard. Slow money. Working hard. Didn't turn to selling no drugs. You would think that every single black man in the hood was a drug dealer and a felon. And this, if you listen to other black men, these hoe ass type niggas like this, who just call, she picked a Pookie Ray Ray. Well, what is that? What does that mean? She picked a Pookie Ray Ray. What that mean? She should have chose better. Is that what? That's probably coming next. She should have chose better. Let me go back a little bit. She should have chose better. Like, you just know what type of father a man is before you have a kid with him. Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know fully.
Picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her that.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
What?
Hold on, before Umar get into that. He says she's picking Pookie Ray Ray. She's picking a would-be scapegoat. She's picking these type of guys. I'll say this again, and I want y'all to understand this very clearly. Deadbeat has no, archetype. It doesn't have one. In reality, it doesn't have one. It don't.
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If we never allow Pookie to develop, she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men,
Umar, I'm gonna have to hold you up on this point. Umar said if we didn't allow Pookies to exist, then she wouldn't be with one. What about Pookisha? Because Umar has allowed himself to get into this rhetoric. I wish he would have corrected the rhetoric. I wish he would have cleared this up. This Pookie Ray Ray shit. But if we're using this language, what about Pookisha? What about her? What about Pookisha? So if we're saying that we're not raising black boys to be better men, which I won't argue against that, this archetype has a counterpart. Some women, I've known some hood women, they don't want shit to do with no lawyer, no square dude. They don't want nothing to do with that. We have to be fair here. That's why this conversation, I don't feel like it's being had properly. We have to acknowledge Pookisha, who loves Pookie, who gonna fuck Pookie raw, and Pookie ain't pulling out. It's not always, well, black men gotta come in here and take care of these kids. Okay, I'm not arguing that. Take care of your fucking kids. But Pookisha like Pookie. They peas in a pod. They bang. She hide the heat for him. He keep the work at her crib. What hood y'all been into? What hood are we studying? Because I remember coming up like this. There were some women that they was just down the ride like that. And they may be selling dope themselves. Stashing the heat. Throwing gang signs up and shit. Like, Pookisha about that life. And she don't want no square. Like, she pulling the tool. I got that yapper. Whose ass you want me to beat? Who said what? Like, I've known women like that. They are about that life. It just is what it is. But they don't get mentioned. Nobody talks about this. It just, and I'm like, well, what the hood? What hood? It's almost like people will act like they know something about the hood, but they don't really know nothing about the hood because they don't talk about it. It's women that move weight in the hood. Yeah, they acting like that. We'll fight your ass. We'll shoot your motherfucking ass. Don't want nothing to do with no college nigga. Nothing. Let's be real. Let's be real.
The first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
I can hear that.
I'm not saying that they're right to disrespect, because even if a woman disrespects me, right, that still don't give me a right to disrespect her, because she's still the queen of the community. Even if she not acting like it, I'm going to give her that respect. But when I hear brothers talk...
Hold on. Umar, my guy, hold on. Umar said, regardless of whether he's being disrespected or not, he's going to maintain his respect because she is the mother of the community. Umar, I can't do that with you, brother. I can't do that. I'm not going to be disrespected. Now, let me tell you what I do. And to a certain degree, I can understand what he's trying to say. If a black woman is being rah, and depending on the subject matter, I may be understanding. Let's say she's talking about how she done had to raise the kid by herself. And she's being extra as fuck. And she being, being loud and extra. I'll give grace to that. She's being passionate about a conversation, something that could have caused her some trauma in her life, something that could have caused her some hardship. But if you think I'm about to let a bitch disrespect me just because she's mad at the last nigga or all niggas or whatever, not letting it happen. I'm sorry, I'm not letting it happen. I'm going to speak up. Now, I'm not saying I'm about to punch this bitch in the face or nothing crazy like that. But I'm not about to allow myself to be disrespected just because the black woman is the life vessel in which we all flow. Those are facts. Those are biological facts. But I'm not about to let myself be disrespected. I can be understanding. I can give grace, and I can be a little more patient. But that don't mean you get to disrespect me, and I'm going to let that shit ride, because then I'm going to have to ride on you a little bit. Okay, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. So I don't know what Umar is like, you know, and I don't know. I don't keep up with Umar, so I don't know if this is a situation where Umar's changing or this is what he's always said. I don't know, but I know I don't rock with that. I'm not about to be disrespected by a black woman off the strength of her being black, and I ain't did shit to her. Like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Like this discourse we having now,
Yeah.
we act like we don't understand.
No,
There's reasons for that shit.
I do understand. Women are so valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think women ground men and help them, you know, propel to the next level. I think men get further in life with a woman, right? But if I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources,
okay,
and then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash, he's shining a little bit more, his access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no.
Listen to me. This is bullshit, okay? What men are doing now is they're acting like that women jump from dick to dick to dick to dick depending on resources and money. I'm not saying that some women don't do that, but to say that black women are by and large doing that, that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Okay? Now, I don't know what Umar about to say, but I'm about to tell this brother, that's a damn lie. I ain't been a dude that had money to give women. Women liked me for who I was. And it didn't matter whether some dude came flashing more. They wanted to fuck with me, so they gonna fuck with me. If a woman like you, she gonna fuck with you. Period. Acting like soon as she see a nigga walk by with a Gucci belt, she's running off. That's not real. And if that's the type of woman he dealing with personally, then he might want to check himself. And make sure that the women he dealing with actually like him. Because like is something that ain't nobody really dealing with no more. Like is gone. Y'all don't give a fuck nothing about no like. So when you have these conversations about tables and what you bring to it and intangibles and money this and paying bills here and 50-50 this is what y'all create, this ideology that every time a woman see a man with more money, she just gonna leave you. And that's not real. Especially if that dick is dicking. Let's just be real. Nobody wants to talk about it. I will, okay? Especially if that dick dicking. I'm gonna see what Umar says here. I'm gonna see what Umar fights back with this week, because that ain't what they not doing that what y'all saying they doing. I've been dealing with black women all my life. I ain't never had no bread to toss out of nobody. And I wasn't getting just left off a nigga that had on some Gucci flip-flops. That didn't happen to me. They ain't happened to me to this goddamn day. So that's a lie. Okay?
One, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not. It's
and if
not.
you're constantly running into that type of woman, then the problem is you, because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why
not have that same energy for women? You just again, you have
because
the man
we having a
responsible.
conversation as men.
Yeah,
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
All right.
But as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No. As men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow.
Let me pause Umar right here, because I like what he said. He said if you keep attracting that type of woman, he called it low vibrational woman. Okay? Which basically that's like a gold digger or something like that. Then that's on you. Where you at? You going to the club to get them, or where are you meeting these women at that's just ready to leave you every time she see something flashier than you? Something better than you. Something newer than you that's got more shine, as he described it, than him. That's on you if you keep attracting that. And you got to deal with that. And what the brother said is, well, you telling me I need to choose better. Basically, this is what he was trying to say. He didn't say it exactly. But you basically saying that I need to choose better. Well, why you ain't saying it to black women? And Umar said what? We having a conversation as men. So why am I going to be bringing in the woman? We having a conversation as men. And this is why this conversation is so circular like this. We're having a conversation as men. We talking about the men. I'm telling you, if you got a woman about to leave you every time she see a nigga with the new J's, the rare exclusive Space Jams or whatever the fuck, and she ready to leave you, then that's you. You picking that type of woman. She wasn't rocking with you anyway. And a lot of these niggas, quiet as kept, and don't want to tell the truth about this. This is what a lot of niggas want to lie about this part. Is that that's what you led with. Girl, look at my belt. Look at my shoes. Look at how much money I make. You led with that. You led with that. That's what you led with. Money. You led with things. If you lead with that, you bring yourself into the game like that, and you attract a woman based on that, then of course, the next motherfucker that's offering more, she gonna fuck around and skate on your ass. But that's what you led with. A lot of men do that and then act like victims. And I hate that. Because they won't be honest about it. Out here tricking heavy. And then come to find out she ain't really fuck with him like that. But all you was doing was presenting money. I've known many women in my life. They'll have niggas that they just use for the bread. That's what he led with. Some dope boy, oh, he want to come pay for nails, hair, and shoes and clothes. He want to come pay for that. Well, that's what I'm going to use him for. I'm going to lick him. He's a lick. A mark. That's what you introduced yourself as. So when you getting licked, and you know, when you run out, she going to run to the next one. But you chose that. That's what you wanted. And it is what it is. You chose that. But don't nobody want to talk about that. A lot of these men leading with money, talking about how much they make. You hear the conversation now. Now what they've done is put it under the banner of high value. So now you running around, I'm high value. I got all this money. I can make this money. Then when a woman come lick you, you act like you're damn heartbroken. But look at what y'all doing. Y'all ain't doing nothing but changing the vernacular. Y'all still the same hoe ass niggas you been the whole time. Niggas that had money always led with money. Flashy cars, pull up, think he's supposed to get every bitch that's supposed to flock to him. That's been like that. Now y'all just calling it high value. Y'all just changed the words. Y'all ain't did shit. Change the word, you still a trick. You still a mark. That's all you are.
That's the only, that is where we should be focused on.
Women bring the choice of life, right? We understand that, right? I can't have a child unless a woman agrees.
And she can't carry one if you didn't put it in her.
I agree with that 100% too, right? But whether or not, if you want that child or not, she can still make that decision. It's only up to her.
If you don't put a seed in her, nothing else happens.
Right.
And no woman can make you put a seed in her.
Right.
So the original act was the responsibility of a man.
True. I mean,
That's fair.
All right. So
That's fair.
the black men.
See, what's happening with these guys is they're trying to find ways out of manhood. A couple of times, that's why they're getting stuck. Because now he wants to talk about whether or not if a woman actually has a child, she has that choice. But what Umar is saying is, well, if you don't shoot the club up, then she don't have that option anyway. She don't got that option. So now what? Now the ball's back in your court. And what these guys are trying to do is almost like they playing, like they playing hot potato or something. They're trying to keep passing it back to the woman. Well, if you're going to claim that you are the leader, then you have to understand these things. These things are true. No matter how much this woman gets on your nerves, no matter how much what y'all go through as far as dramatic with these kids, I'm not saying that's right, but you created that situation by putting that seed in her to begin with. Because you couldn't make it out. And I understand. I'm not here to tell y'all I don't get it. Okay, brothers? I'm not here to tell you that I don't get it. What I am telling you, though, is that's facts. Once that happens, once she's pregnant, you out of the game. Even if you want her to have a kid, she don't got to have that kid. She don't got to. She don't got to. She don't got to at all. But what Umar's saying is facts, though, because without you, she can't have no kid. Which is what makes it... Black men and women are so fucking stupid trying to tell each other that we don't need each other to produce life, to bring life to this earth. You do. Okay? You just do. You do need each other for this. And it just is where it is. But y'all like to sit around and devalue each other. But what they're doing is keep trying to pass the buck over to the woman. And I've seen some clips of their show, and I think this is their thing. They do pass the buck over to women at all times.
Men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how
did men willingly leave the household, or was it the system? Umar says very quickly it was systemic. Here's my problem with that. Umar said it was systemic. He said it quick. Now, my issue is I disagree with Umar. I think the system played a part. But to act like every single dad that decided to abandon his family, abandon his children, and I'm not talking about, again, when I'm talking about abandonment, I'm not talking about not dealing with the woman. A lot of us got this fucked up too. When I hear this conversation, there is no clarity at all. If a man abandons his child, that means he is gone. He doesn't pick the kid up, give money, hugs, love, kisses, encouragement, inspiration, motivation, discipline, order, structure. He don't do none of that. He abandoned his kid. full-blown abandoned. That is not the situation for a lot of these women that claim they are single mothers. That's unwed mother. Dad may not live in a house, but he didn't abandon his child at all. He didn't abandon. So then when Umar says, well, it was systemic, well, not only did some of these fathers decided just to leave and abandon their kids, because we can't then act like there's no such thing as deadbeats, and we can't act like there was no such thing as deadbeats before the welfare system was created. We can't act like there was no such thing as deadbeats. That's impossible. So my problem is a lot of times when we having these conversations, they have to be either one or the other. Umar said it was systemic. I'm going to say it was both, because that's the reality. And we don't speak to the reality often. We pick a side. There was deadbeat fathers long before a system was put in place. Now, what happened with the systemic aspect of it is it incentivized that action for the woman. It incentivized that action for the woman. But it was a pre-existing condition already there. It wasn't as live. But then we got to think about the crack that came through there, the mass incarceration. So it was incentivized, but it was already fathers that weren't worth a fuck before this even happened. And to sit here and act like black women decided then, well, I want this block of government cheese. I'd rather have this block of government cheese versus having a father for my child is bullshit. Because I knew people in the hood that would lie. Daddy would hide in the fucking closet when they did them home check-ins. He was there. Now, he might not have been worth a fuck, but he was there. That's something else we don't talk about. The present absentee father. But he was there. He might not have been much worth a fuck, but she would hide him because the government rule said, hey, you can't have no man in the house. And get this welfare, at the time it was food stamps back when I was coming up. It was bread. I motherfuckers rip it out the book, you know what I mean? But we can't act like it was a system that did all this by itself. No system is effective unless we participate in it. I'll say it again. Now, I'm not going to hit you 3 times like Umar do it sometime, but I will say that again. No system is effective unless we participate in it. None of them. So, deadbeat fathers was a thing already. The systemic aspect of it, because the welfare system was built for white hoes. They didn't have shit to do with black women. And right now, the people who get the most food stamps, EBT, as they call black women the welfare queen, I want y'all to clean this up. I really do. But y'all have such a problem with the hood and hood chicks and the people in the hood. Y'all won't ever clear this up. The cave bitch gets more food stamps than anybody else in the nation. Them cave bitches in the trailer park get more food stamps and government assistance than anybody in the nation. Okay? The system that the white man and his mama created was for his mama initially. What the white man was able to do, because they couldn't make it white only, because it was past the time, if they could have made it white only, they would have. Understand that. If they could have made it white only, they would have. They don't give a fuck about what your kids eat. They don't give a fuck about the upbringing of your child. They don't give a fuck about none of that for real. At all. In any type of way. If they did, the schools would be better. The infrastructure would be better. They wouldn't be handing you a block of fucking cheese. Okay? First of the month come, you can go up and buy some steaks. That wouldn't be what it was about if they actually gave a fuck. If they could have left your ass out of it, they would have. Understand that. But what the added caveat was, well, no man can be in your house. So sometimes daddy would hide. Daddy would get missing, go over his homeboy house or go down the street to his mama's or some shit. When they came to them checkups, so they could keep getting that bread. But it's a damn lie to sit here and act like it was the system only that took black men or that made fathers into deadbeats. That's a damn lie. It's both. And we have to start being able to have this conversation where we can talk about both things instead of polarizing the conversation, saying, what was the welfare system that did this? Women chose government cheese over fathers. No. That's not true. It's not true. I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm going to keep going, though.
or was it the system that was?
It was
putting
systemic.
All right. So how if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault? How we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now
We can't be leaders.
here's the
Women
question
not
we gotta
accepting
make.
that.
Well, come on, this nigga right. This man said, Umar saying black men are the leaders. This man says, this brother right here says, we can't be leaders. Women ain't having that. How many leaders ask for permission? If you're going to be saying you leaders, because now, mind you, the conversation is so convoluted because in one breath, black men going to say, well, I'm a leader. I need to be a leader. I should be a leader. All this old shit. This man going to come in and say, well, they won't let us be leaders. Who asked for permission to be a leader? How many leaders ever did that? That's not how it works. If you're going to get here and be asking for black women to be submissive, because that's what y'all talk about, submission all the time, y'all. Well, I ain't going to say these guys in particular, I don't know, but black men talking about submission all the time. Why would a black woman submit to a man who ain't a leader? That nigga just said that we can't be leaders. What type of whole shit is this? We cannot be leaders? They won't let us? That's whole shit right there. But these type podcasts y'all listen to. You got whole ass niggas out here sitting around leading the conversation on what black women should be doing dating and black men should be doing dating each other. This is the leaders of the conversation. I want y'all to understand this shit. Because these guys are trying to basically be like, no, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. Now, I went through this phase years ago to where I would hear this conversation. And I'm like, well, shit, I ain't got shit to do with me. But understanding the conversation, growing in my shit, growing in my mentality, growing in my consciousness, I understand. It's not about the individual. It's about the team and your contribution to said team. That's what it's about. But that boy there, that's whole shit. Any of you niggas that listen to these motherfuckers, I want y'all to know that he a hoe. And I think the other boy over there, not this guy right here in this screen, but the other guy over there, I think he said a couple hoe ass. He's had some hoe interjections a couple times. So just be careful who y'all following, especially if you're really wanting black women to accept you as a leader. You don't ask for permission. You set the groundwork, you set the foundation, you set up your program, and if the motherfucker don't want to get with your program, you remove her. That's it, that's all. You don't ask for permission to be a leader. That's not how it works. Just blowing some whole shit over here.
Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make feeds into the feminist agenda.
Right.
Okay.
It's an argument that says, I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to fall back and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them, making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative.
That's not what we're making excuses for.
I'm saying
y'all most definitely are, and not just y'all. To be fair to y'all, because these look like they might be some young brothers. Not just y'all, black men be doing this shit all over the place. There's no level of understanding, compassion, or empathy for black women and what they've done and who they've been to our community for the time that they have been. There's no level of compassion. And in kind, black women don't have no compassion for you. Now, both of y'all is coons. Please understand this. The babies y'all have are Lil Coons. Lil Coon Jr., okay? But nonetheless, this is what the conversation is. This is why Umar said the conversation y'all having feeds into the feminist agenda because y'all don't want to take accountability. Black men don't want to take accountability for what's going on out here. No part of it. We just want to, hey, wasn't me? I ain't do it. So, you know. Okay, so if it ain't you, you ain't want to do it, you don't want to do nothing to change it. Well, then the black woman having to do it by herself. Well, then she's going to continue to have this, what y'all call masculine energy. That's what she gonna continue to have it. She got to. Because y'all done said we can't do nothing about it. Okay? Let me go back a little bit.
Yeah. Feeds into the feminist agenda.
It does.
Okay.
It's an argument that says, I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right? I'm going to fall back and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them, making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative.
That's
dangerous.
not what we're making excuses for.
I'm saying I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a Ray Ray. That's not me. I worked too hard in my
go
life.
Back to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist. And the only reason why Pookie and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be. Do you see that? And, she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to...
This nigga. She chose a Pookie Ray Ray, so what am I supposed to do about that? She won't choose me. These are the niggas. These are the type niggas that y'all listen to. You get entertainment from. This man said, she keep picking Pookie Ray Ray. Nigga, what makes you not a Pookie Ray Ray? At some point, y'all gonna have to stop using this Pookie Ray Ray shit. What are you talking about? I've known women that deal with brothers that's in college educated, degrees and all. That did not make him stay and take care of that family, that household. It doesn't do that. That did not make her be a better woman because she had those college degrees. That didn't make her tolerable. What the fuck is a Pookie Ray Ray? What does that mean? What makes you not a Pookie Ray Ray? Because you make money? Is that what the argument is? Is it education? Like, I don't know what it is. All I know is that black women, apparently every single black woman in America chose a Pookie Ray Ray. That's all I got right now, based on this conversation and other conversations I've heard before. It doesn't make any sense. And we got to start being real about this and stop letting these motherfuckers just say Pookie Ray Ray without defining what that is. What the fuck does that mean? If it's just hood nigga, say hood nigga. But then you lying if you say every hood nigga is a bad father or a deadbeat father or he's not a provider. That's a lie. That's a lie. But these motherfuckers keep telling it. Is it the niggas that got the braids in the top? Is that maybe Pookie Ray Ray? He's not Pookie Ray Ray because he got the braids in the sides shaved and he. I don't even know. Is it the podcast that make you not a Pookie Ray Ray? Like, explain this. And I don't know. Let me see if Umar checks him on it.
Pookie, and that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
Right. She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
But Dr. Umar,
men supposed to make the braids the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing that you're talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? Now I mean, he's a great father.
Mm-hmm. I ain't talking about that's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now?
I
Nothing.
We're being a voice.
Crickets. What are we doing collectively to change the outcome for the black boys in the street? Now, to be fair, let me say this. Because I don't think Umar Johnson mentioned this. There are brothers in the hood that do try. Okay, I'm not going to act like they don't exist. Because I remember growing up, you be somewhere hanging out, old school might come to you, tell y'all to get away from there, or y'all need to be out here doing this. There are guys in the hood, brothers in the hood, that will try to steer you in the right direction. That doesn't mean that the young brother going to listen. That don't mean he gonna follow order, because at the end of the day, my stomach growling. You can talk to me all day. I'm still hungry. I still have to eat. You can come talk all this shit you want to talk about me going up to school and making grades and going to the house before, it get dark out here. Don't be selling dope on the corner. My stomach growling. And if you're not talking to me about that, if you're not rectifying that, then all I hear is like that motherfucker Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. It sound good. Yeah. You gonna end up in prison, young brother. Yeah. My stomach growling though. See, this is my problem. I don't know that if people understand the hood for what it is. I think a lot of us look at the hood bravado and think they take, pride in living like that, or take pride in being like that, and take pride in that mindset. Now, I still believe there still will be a space for that mindset, because you're not going to eliminate the underbelly of any community, no matter what the race is. You're going to have your gangsters and thugs. You're going to have that. It is what it is. But understand, my stomach growling. So you can talk good to me all day. I done been to church. I done did all that. My stomach growling though. So as much as you don't want me to sell these drugs, I'm hungry. My mama, somebody got to pay them bills up there and help my mama with the bills, because a lot of these young boys get hoisted into the man position before they even teenagers good. I done heard, not only just heard of, but seen for myself that there will be mothers pushing their sons to sell dope on the corner. Pushing their sons to sell that dope. Didn't have a problem with the son bringing dope in the house. Like, now me, let me do some shit like that, I'm getting put out unless I'm sneaky as fuck. I done got some shit over on my mom in my life being sneaky. But some moms in the hood, they'll push their sons to sell that dope. Don't nobody talk about it. It's to get that bread in their stomachs is growling. But there are brothers in the hoods that are trying their best to change, or at least give a mentoring style relationship to a lot of these young men out here. But it's hard to hear when your stomach growling. And I'm going to tell you that firsthand. It's hard to listen when your stomach is growling. It's hard. Lights off, eviction notice on the door. It's hard to hear what somebody talking about when your stomach growling. It is what it is. Now, Umar don't give credence to, he say ain't nobody doing nothing. Well, I'm going to push back a little bit on Umar and say there are people that are doing shit in different areas, but it may not be sweeping over the entire nation and changing every piece of the hood element. But there are brothers that are trying. Actually, former hood niggas will go tell young brothers, you don't want to go down the path I went down. I went to prison for 20 motherfucking years. Ain't nothing good happening in that prison. Young brother, ain't nothing good happening in there. But they might not be able to hear because their stomach growling. Let's just be real.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could take
It's
it.
not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood. Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We abandon black boys, and then we blame black men for poor choices in mates that they should not even have to make.
I think Umar meant black women right there. He said we blame black men. I think he meant to say black women right there. We blame black women for their poor choices in mates. You still have to give credence to that, Umar. You still have to. I understand what you're doing. You want to be balanced, but you still have to give credence to that, because they could just stop handing out pussy. They could stop if they wanted to. But I don't think the Pookisha, she don't want to. She won't, the niggas y'all calling Pookie, she want him. So she's not going to. Your message is not going to make it to everybody. Some people, this is their lifestyle, and they're part of that lifestyle, and they're going to live that lifestyle. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me go back a little bit and bring it back in. But it got to be fair here.
Unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood. Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We abandon black boys, and then we blame black men for poor choices in mates that they should not even have to make if we did a better job raising our boys the right way. At the end of the day, if I'm going to call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the black community rests with me. Yes, they have a role. Yes, they have responsibility. But as a man, as a leader, to say I can't fix this shit unless she changes, that's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think we're on two different accords. Like, I don't think we're saying that. What I'm saying is I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to.
This man says he's capable of being that leader and that provider because he worked hard in his life. Hard work does not automatically make you a leader, sir. And what happens is, I think he's personalizing it. Umar Johnson isn't wrong. Now, to be fair, the dentist in the hood, like, I mean, come on. The lawyer in the hood, Like, we gotta be real. We have to be real about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you had a dentist doctor talking to these young boys, my stomach growling. Dr. Dentist, Dr. Dentist lawyer, nigga, my stomach is growling. So, you know what I'm saying? There's that. So we have to be honest about that and what's going on in the hoods. It's the lack of the workforce. There ain't no jobs down off in the hood like that. Not like that. Not saying you can't get one. Not saying you can't get one. Typically gonna be manual labor. There is no, education, higher education needed for these jobs. And once people get these higher educations, they make their way out. They're gonna get the fuck out of the hood. That's what they're gonna do. And I don't think no rousing speech by Umar gonna make a doctor stay in the hood. It's not gonna happen. Neurosurgeon not about to live in the hood. Just ain't gonna happen. Not going to happen. And I don't think it's the responsibility of those neurosurgeons to change the hood mentality or the hood element either. I don't think it's their responsibility to do that at all. The reality is that in the hood, hooding not gonna stop until people get tired of hooding. And when I say hooding, I'm not talking about just being hood. I'm talking about the violence that we take on against each other. The rest of the shit, I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not knocking anybody. I came from the hood. I know what's going on in there. So I'm not knocking anybody. What I'm saying is the violence. The violence. Now, violence, of course, is going to happen. We're talking about humans here, and humans have a problem. But we know who the most violent is, and we let them tell us it's us because of the hood element. So because of that hood element, they'll look at all black people and say, hey, y'all niggas is violent genetically. This is what's wrong with y'all, right? But they don't look at the violence that takes place in a trailer park and make that all of them. And not even just a trailer park. These motherfuckers are sick. They're going to murder and spree in the suburbs. They don't care, okay? But it's the violence and it's the innocence that gets taken out. The shootout that takes place and a 4-year-old gets killed. That's my issue. That's my issue. Is the wanton, random acts like spray the block up, don't care if the kids just got out of school. That's my issue. It's them murderous, coon-ass, hoe-ass niggas that I'm talking about right here. That's my issue. Not just a guy in the hood, his pants sagging, hat backwards, coat on. No, not him. Not him. Not him. But ain't no doctors about to come save. That mentality has to be something that people that's in the hood will have to get tired of or change themselves. It just is what it is. Or put that energy into actually coming together and fighting our real enemy. But we'll talk about that here more in a minute.
Dude,
you still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have to now deal with masculine women with children.
Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone. Not one woman, brother. A whole community.
So you mean to tell me the only woman I could look forward in my life is a masculine woman that has kids by other men?
No.
That's what I have to look forward to?
But I'm telling you, mistakes made by black men systemically gave rise to the conditions that allowed her to be masculine and made her end up with a man that you consider to be less than what he should be. And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children.
I am
and
not.
when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad.
No, I
mean you as an active member in the community where we go to every single parent black mother and say, how many sons you got? 2? How many sons you got? 2? Well, guess what? That's your son's big brother. That's your son's big brother. He taking them to school. He doing the homework. He gonna spend a couple hours with them every Saturday. He got his own kids too, but he gonna make time for you. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and having to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be-all, in-all in our community for half of a century, and now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough when she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
Umar, That's a whole word. I can't hold Umar. Now, I will give a little with the, well, you got 2 sons. Well, I'm going to come over here on a Saturday and spend time with him and shit like that. That's a little bit unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little bit unrealistic. And I also do know, again, there are mentors, big brothers in the hood already, as it is. But that don't mean these young boys going to listen to them. It's a good influence, but that don't mean it's automatically going to work. Because, again, they're dealing with poverty. Nobody wants to talk about the poverty aspect of it. Like, I'm not even hearing Umar talk about the poverty aspect of it. But, nonetheless, you know, he's spitting. I mean, understand. If you've ever seen a woman raising children on her own, the work that comes with that, not only financially, but the mental work, especially, again, Umar's focused on black boys becoming the Pookies. Now, black girls becoming the Pookishas, that ain't nothing that's been spoke about thus far, okay? It hasn't been spoke about, so to be fair, what it looks like is this mentality, if the mom is there, you know what I'm saying? If the mom is there, she's not only raising the would-be Pookie Ray Rays, but she's also raising the Pookishas. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? The household is the same. So if the black woman is failing the black boys, she's also failing the black girls who lack the ability to not be attracted to, and not only attracted to, but to give birth to little Pookies and little Pookishas with this said Pookie. It just is what it is. What nobody wants to deal with is the hood mentality. It's gonna be passed down like this sometimes. It just is what it is. I think it could be curbed by them not engaging and having children with these dudes. But if they like them dudes, if they're attracted to those dudes, they're going to have children with those dudes. It just is what it is. And you're not going to be able to talk to them enough. You're not going to give enough of a rousing speech to make her not fuck with this bull. Or to make him not fuck with her. You can talk, we can talk all day. Y'all can talk to y'all blue in the face. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Unless you're going to go chastity belt up every black woman in the hood and whatever you got to do, something like that. But other than that, no, you're not going to be able to do nothing about that. Because all that shit is happening right here in the mind. In the mind. And we don't have mind control. You can try to influence people, but you don't have mind control. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. Let me keep going.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, I guess I do understand. I understand what you're saying.
I'm not taking
you
nothing
have
back
yet
yet to tell me something that we've done systemically to combat that. Because you keep saying me and her. I don't care about me and her.
But there's plenty
women and men. Mm-hmm. Women and men as a group in the community. You understand?
Right.
We gave birth to that. You see? So you say she had a couple kids already because she met men. She probably thought they was good. Some of them. They left her.
She knew they wasn't good.
You don't know that, bro.
She knew they wasn't good.
You're making assumptions about her. Would you make the same assumption if she was a white woman?
You don't know that. Okay? To assume that, every single woman that has a child who may have a deadbeat father, that she knew that before, that's tough. Because she may not have known that before. He may have said all types of hot shit. I even heard about dudes that will push for a woman to get pregnant. I want you to have my baby, And that makes some women weak. I want you to have my baby. I want a baby with you. I want to raise this baby with you. He does the work. Clapping it up. Shooting the club up. Does all the work. But then when the baby get here, he might not want nothing to do with it. Or when she tell him that she pregnant. Oh, I was just saying some shit. You know, I was just caught up in the pussy. Like, I wasn't really, like, baby. Like, that's, you know, half on a baby. That's some shit that I was just saying. Like, I wasn't serious about that. That happens. The pressure of what that household becomes with a crying baby and a baby that has to be provided for makes some men run away. You may not know beforehand. So to assume and to say that women know beforehand that they dealing with a Pookie Ray Ray, that's a damn lie. I know niggas that done ran heavy game on women. Got her pregnant, went AWOL. One or two. So we can't act like that they just knew beforehand. We have to be honest about that. Hold on, y'all. Let me finish.
Yes, I would.
So you say.
He said, would you say that if it was a white woman? That's what Umar said. Umar about to, I don't know what he about to do, but he might be about to go there on him. Would you say that if it was a white woman? Would you be saying that she knew what had happened if it was a white woman? Because, look, let me tell y'all, I know how y'all have the white woman as the bar for greatness in this society. Black people do this. Y'all set the white bitch up very high. Y'all set the caveman. Y'all set these motherfuckers up very high. But that white bitch dealing with some dead beat ass shit from these cavemen too. They dealing with the same. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. We act like their community just got this shit in the bag, and thus we need to copy what they're doing. But that's wrong. Talk to some white folk, they'll tell you.
No,
Come on, man. Nah. Come on.
Hold
Listen.
women accountable.
So you say.
Listen,
Come on,
like I said, I feel like as a black
We
man,
don't hold them all accountable because black men date outside their race more than every other man put together.
I said we.
Y'all three.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
I can't disprove that because I don't know you personally.
Even that,
But
if we look at the numbers, black men marry black women at
Bro, there is no even that. What Umar said is facts. There is no even that. There ain't nothing to say about that. You gotta let that ride because black men do deal with the caves or date what they call interracially. Okay? I think it's like more of a, what's the word for interspecies? Like, it's just, they just dealing with these cave hoes more than any other race of man. You can't, they know you can say about that.
an 87% rate where black women marry outside of their race, or they marry outside at a 92%.
Black women
That's
do
only
not. No, you're
that's
wrong.
percentages
You're
apart.
wrong.
That's not that much.
Black women do not marry out the race more than black men.
I'm
That's
not
wrong.
saying that, but the percentages
Black
ain't that
women,
far off. That's what I'm
black
saying.
women have one of the highest, fastest growing interracial marriage rates.
Mm-hmm.
But her interracial marriage rate pales in comparison
Tell 'em,
to
Umar.
what black men have been doing interracially for 4 or 5 decades. You understand? She don't even come close to what we're doing
And black,
interracially.
black fathers are in the home more than any other group or race.
Okay. But what's that?
Bro. Every time Umar saying something, you have these niggas that come in here and want to say some bullshit. Black men, as far as interracial dating goes, they're the biggest coons on the planet. Because black men believe in their mind that laying up with the caves is some type of status for them. I'm taking one back from the caves. They think that. They believe that in their minds. It's not real, but they do believe it. Black men deal with cave hoes at a higher rate than anybody else. Black women do not do that. They normally don't want no pink dick. Okay? Black women are not interested in pink dick ass niggas. Those are facts. Black women have been loyal in that way to black men. Stop bullshit. To say anything else is bullshit. That's a lie. And when you put this propaganda out against your own woman, it makes me question hoe ass niggas. The boy with the braids and it's a hoe. He a hoe ass nigga. He a hoe ass nigga. I can tell, because there's no way you can argue that black women doing it just as much and for as long. No, not at all. Do black men, like he said, black men marry black women more than any other race? Absolutely, absolutely. Umar said black women have the largest growing number of interracial. But to catch up to the black man, she would have to, it would take most black women to act like that for them to catch up with the black man and what he been doing. That's just facts. That's just facts.
That has no value.
It does have value, but we're going to put that up against the other statistic. 2/3 of our kids are being raised by the women. 2/3 of our kids are being raised by the women. And like I said, when I say being raised, I'm not saying it needs to be a father. I would like a father in that house, but I know it's not enough of us to go around.
Yeah.
We are not even being accountable to the boys in the hood. And we're complaining about the women
I argue with women
who
all
are
the
making babies
Yeah,
with the irresponsible men that we didn't raise correctly. That's bullshit.
All right.
That's wimp ass weak man shit. Take responsibility for our shit. Stop scapegoating them.
Yeah, I could agree. I could agree to that.
All I'm saying is look at all we could be doing better, man. Half the black boys in the 4th grade can't read. What black men doing about that systemically?
Not enough.
I know what I'm doing about it. I'm building
agree.
a school for it, 2 of them. But systemically, as black men, what are we doing about that? Nothing. Black boys are the most unemployed teenager in America. What black men doing about that? See, the Pookie and Ray Ray you kept talking about? We letting them raise right before our eyes, and then we want to criticize her for ending up with one when we should have made sure there were none.
Listen, we all got choices. Just like if I choose to live a lifestyle,
You're dealing with individualism again. I can't
but that's
deal with
part
that.
of choices.
No, it's not. We have to deal with this systemically. He brought up a question earlier, and he said, did we make these problems on our own, or was there some systemics involved? It was systemics.
Okay.
In 1970, they shut down the factories. They took out the industrial building jobs. 1980, dropped off the crack and the AIDS. 1990, the Bill Clinton crime bill. There's systemic factors.
And see, here's where they're doing that polar opposite thing again. Because Umar Johnson's arguing on the side of systemics. The other brother's arguing on the side of choice. Now, this is what bothers me about this conversation, because they're both right. So because we can't seem to create a space where 2 things can be true at once. There is systemics here. We talked about this a little bit earlier. There's a systemic component, but there's also choice. Do we all need to be making better choices? Absolutely. In particular, when we're talking about bringing children to the earth, if you care about the parent being functional, if you care about how your child is raised, then we need to be making better choices as adults. Because a lot of times when I hear us talking, it's almost like we speaking like we don't have power over the choices that we've made. We may not like the choices. We may not want to deal with the choices. It could be a dumb motherfucker on the other side of the choice that you made. And you didn't know that was that fucking dumb, but you see it now. Dumb as hell. But you have to live with that choice that you made and still try your best to be the best parent that you can be. Period. You have no choice. At that point, you had a choice, made the wrong one, now you don't got one. Now your choice is gone. That child now needs you to be there best you can. That's just facts. Okay? That's just facts. And we cannot then, like the young brother's trying to say, now Umar keeps over talking these guys. They're not really being able to get out a whole lot, but he talks about choices. And that's the same type of time I'm on. Like, well, now we got to make some better choices. You need to stop cooning. Don't I tell y'all that damn near every time we get here? Stop cooning. Stop cooning. That's a choice. You're making a choice to coon at this point. You need to stop. If you stop cooning, most of this other shit going to fall into place, right? Because you're going to raise your kids to not be coons. And if you raise them to not be coons, then they're going to take responsibility. They may think a little bit better about who they're laying with, how they're laying with them. The responsibility increases once you're not in the coon mindset. You're thinking about shit. Okay? You're thinking about shit. But it's a combination of both things. Okay? It's not only systemic, it's also choices. And both things have to be spoken about, not argued one or the other. That's the problem with this conversation. It's both. It's both things. Okay, and recognizing that it is both, I think that conversation will be better whenever they start trying to
that play.
do this.
You totally divorce your analysis from any systemic factors at all. You ain't mentioned one. You keep talking about her and Pookie and Ray Ray with the kids. You ain't said shit about the systemics. That's exactly what white folks want you to do. That's what white folks want you to do.
I'm saying that
ignore
I have made
what I've done to your women and scapegoat her. Because that's what she's doing to you. She's ignoring what the system did to you. And she's going to scapegoat you.
And
We're both scapegoating each other.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Your
fair.
analysis is
Facts. That's what I say every time we come in here. That's all black people doing all day. Is just, you did it, no, you did it, no, you did it, all day long. That's all we do. Scapegoating each other. The white man and his mama riding around us, circling around us on a goddamn unicycle, juggling fucking bowling pins. Laughing. Because we sit around talking about each other every day, all day, because the conversation has no duality. It has absolutely no duality, but that's how black people like the conversation to be had. You either have to be railing in on black women or you have to be railing in on black men, and black people don't want it any other way. No other way. I'm going to look at everything that's dealing with us. Now, and particularly in my growth, I'm going to look at everything that we dealing with out here before I come out here and give an analysis where I'm going to be going in on black women. No, I'm not doing it. I'm going in on y'all coons. So, because this mentality needs to change. You see what I'm saying? But what Umar's saying is facts. You see it every day when y'all get up. I talk about that here all the time. Look at what y'all doing all day long. Black man this, black man that, black man this, black man that. Fuck this nigga, fuck this nigga. Fuck the black woman, fuck that bitch. She ain't nothing. That's all y'all do all day. That's become a part of your culture. If black folk was to stop acting like that tomorrow, motherfuckers' heads would probably spin. A day of love. You know, y'all motherfuckers celebrate your little Juneteenth. You got your Black History Month. You celebrate. When y'all gonna take a Saturday off from hating each other? From blaming each other? When y'all gonna make that a goddamn national holiday? Because now y'all making this a part of y'all culture. They expect you to sit down every time your name come up. They expect you, black woman, to talk shit about the black man. They expect the black man to talk shit about black women every time you even ask a question about black men and women. That's expected of you. Now you've ingratiated this rhetoric into your culture. It's expected of you. That's how you show up every fucking time. And you should be ashamed of your goddamn self. Because none of what y'all talking about is changing anything. Nothing. Because y'all not talking no real shit. Y'all just be talking. Y'all just be talking. Y'all just be talking. Umar is absolutely right. Let me take this off the screen. That's all I'm gonna break down there. Hold on, I'm gonna get to some of y'all's comments. If you haven't hit the like button already, hit the like button. That's all I ain't even gonna do. If y'all wanna watch the whole thing, it's on here. I ain't gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna go back to y'all. Let me get back to y'all. Hold on. Let me get back to y'all. And we gonna do some of y'all's comments. If you have any disagreements that you might have had with Dr. Umar, I wasn't looking at y'all's comments the whole time. Y'all know how I get in. So if y'all want to leave some comments in here, if you haven't hit the like button already, please do that. While you got the time to. Ain't nothing holding you back from hitting that like button for you, brother, real quick. But if you have any comments, now I'm paying attention to the comments. If you've understood what I've been saying, because I'm not knocking Umar. I'm not knocking Umar at all. But there are certain things that when I hear him talk, he just not going into the reality of how things be in the hood as we talk about hood black people. Because that's the measure of how all black people are looked at in this country, is based on what the hood is doing. Based on the violence in the hood, based on the hood behaviors. But let's not be fake and act like deadbeats only exist in the hood. That's a lie. Okay? It's been a lie since the first motherfucker told it. Y'all just let it be told. And we okay with that. We don't mind what people say about us. That's a problem that we have as a people. We nod. We understand when anybody talks shit about us. When anybody talking shit about our people, we nod with them. That's what we do. That's how much of a coon we are. We just nod. If you've understood what I'm saying, what I've been saying, y'all put a B123 in the chat. Put a B123 in the chat. If you understand what I've been saying thus far, I'm looking at y'all's comments. Let me know. Sharana said I only got 13 likes. That's crazy. Y'all can get my likes up. I mean, come on. Y'all can get my likes up. Get my likes up real quick. Let me just sit here and drink this water while y'all get my likes up real quick. Get my likes up real quick. I'm telling y'all, when I come in here to do this with y'all, ain't nobody doing the shit even like me. They're not going to call it I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the fuck people be doing out here, but ain't nobody doing this shit like me. Because I don't have no asses to kiss. Like, y'all niggas is coons. That's where I'm at with it. I don't got no asses to kiss. I don't give a fuck about who mad. I'm going to call it like I said. I got 105 likes. Okay, Golden Black said I got 105 likes. I should have at least 130 likes. Can I get to 130 real quick? Just 130 likes. Just for the black first, second, and third mentality. Not a bloodline. Not no heritage. None of that shit. It's a mentality. It's a mindset. What I will say is that when we talking about this accountability, I want to say this quickly about accountability. 145 likes. Mad love to everybody that hit the like button for me. Mad love to you. When we're talking about, let me say this quickly about accountability, because I get so tired of motherfuckers sitting on podcasts acting like they're holding somebody accountable, or me sitting here on a video talking, acting like I'm holding somebody accountable. I don't care how many times y'all hear it say it on these podcasts. I don't care how many dumb motherfuckers you've allowed, made you believe that they're holding somebody accountable. You cannot hold anybody accountable outside of yourself and your children. And I'm going to keep reminding y'all of that, because apparently y'all turn y'all camera on and forget that. You cannot hold anybody accountable but yourself and your children. You have the power to hold nobody else accountable. At best, all you can do is hope that the person that you're speaking to will hear your message and then begin to hold themselves accountable. Sitting on a fucking podcast talking about you holding black men accountable is bullshit, and you should get booed off the fucking stage. Sitting on a fucking podcast talking about you holding black women accountable is bullshit, and you should get booed off the stage. At best, before all this accountability talk came into play, you was calling somebody out on their bullshit. I liked it then. I feel like we was a better off people then, when all you had to say, well, I'm calling somebody out on their bullshit. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. That's all you can do, is call somebody out on their shit. Maybe you'll convict them enough to go do something. But all you can do is call them out. You cannot hold anybody accountable, because you cannot punish them for not listening to you. Hello? Do y'all hear me? You can't punish them for not listening to you. Your kids, you can do that with. But y'all on what? Y'all doing soft parenting now, so y'all ain't even doing that for your kids. But your kid take their phone, ground them. You cannot hold anybody, a random people accountable online. You can call them out. Hopefully your voice goes to their soul, and maybe they'll change. But just sitting here talking shit about black women or black men is not holding nobody fucking accountable. That's not what that is. You can't do it. Their decisions, their choices is going to be their accountability. Because when they make those, they got to deal with the consequences. Consequences is accountability. If you cannot give consequence, you can't hold nobody accountable. Period. I hate that that's where the rhetoric is. All accountability, 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 accountability. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do these motherfuckers think they are? It just doesn't make any sense. And I want y'all to understand that when you hear people talking this accountability shit, I know y'all loving it these days, but it is trash. You can't hold nobody accountable but you. As I tell y'all all the time, I'm here to help you kill the coon within you. I'm not telling you I'm holding you accountable for being a coon, because I know it don't mean nothing. I can't hold you accountable for being a coon. I wish I could. I wish I could give you some fucking lashes. Take your damn cell phone. Come, give me your goddamn phone. You ain't getting it back for a month, goddamn it. You cooning. I wish I could do that. Get in this room. You're grounded. Don't turn the TV up. You ain't even watch TV. I wish I could do that. That's not how this shit work. Yelling at people, cussing at people, disrespecting people, that's not holding them accountable. And by now, y'all should see that that's not working. It's not working. It's not doing anything. Not doing anything. Understand that. When you're hearing people talk about accountability, mad love to everybody put a B123 in the chat. I really, really appreciate y'all. I do. From the bottom of my heart, I do. I appreciate y'all. I do. But that's you. You got to hold yourself accountable. You have to. Where we at with it? Mad love to you, Miss Kiara Goddess. Mad love to you. I appreciate you for listening to me, to hearing me out. I appreciate that. I appreciate you for that. Anybody else who did it. Because again, this conversation, I don't know what everybody else has done on this. I did see some of the comments on the video where they was talking about Umar is just, he a simp. He, switching his rhetoric up. Again, I don't know what Umar been talking about, but, I wouldn't call him a simp. I will say that, I don't believe in allowing myself to be disrespected just because the woman is black. I don't do that. Now, what I won't allow is propaganda to be spoke against black women. And a lot of black men don't like me for that. They want to be able to say anything about black women, and they want other black men to just clap them up, even if they're saying the most ridiculous shit ever made. They want other black men to clap them up, and black women are no different. They want to hear black women trash black men, and all they want black women to do is clap them up. But if you have any amount of compassion, understanding, or you're like, wait a minute, now that's crazy. You sound like a fucking cave. Now you sound like a racist white person putting this propaganda out against your people. They don't want to hear that. A lot of these people just want to come in here, put propaganda out against their own people, and have everybody give them a round of applause. That's what they want. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't know what we get out of it at all. I know some people will chalk it up as entertainment. I would argue that if you're entertained by coon shit, you're probably a coon. You're probably a coon. I mean, it just is what it is. If that entertains you, if your people being disrespected entertains you, if it feeds that hurt and pain that's in you that could have been caused at the hand or of a black man or woman, if that entertains you, if that feeds you, then you need to look at your fucking self and figure out why that feeds you. Because you can just go watch Fox News, or you can go listen to the KKK talk about black folk if that feeds you. Why? What is it about listening to another black person do it that you stand up and give a round of applause? You might as well go to a goddamn Klan rally and sit your black ass in there and stand your ass up when they get through talking about how they want to exterminate your motherfucking coon ass, how you worthless as fucking, why you ain't shit, your kids ain't shit, and nothing about you is shit. You might as well go clap for them too. You might as well thumbs up they shit. That's what you basically doing anyway. That's all you niggas want to hear is you talk shit, or you want to hear other black people talk shit about black people and trash us and demean us and put out propaganda against us. Y'all love that shit. When they pull out statistics that tell you the black men ain't worth a fuck, you love that shit. When they pull out statistics that tell you black women ain't worth a fuck, you love that shit. Take your ass to the goddamn Klan rally then. Fuck you doing over here. I get so tired of you niggas. Every day, all day, day in, day out. This fucking conversation never stops. It never, ever stops. Y'all ain't healing each other at all. That's what we supposed to be doing. Healing each other. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. We celebrate and clap up bullshit every day. Every day. A bunch of coon ass niggas running around here. And like Umar was saying, black men as a leader, and y'all, what's so crazy is I've been telling y'all that shit here. You first, you have to, I know you don't want it to be you. I know you don't. I understand. Because look at where you're starting from. I get it. Look at where you're starting from. You was just born here. A lot of this stuff that these motherfuckers talking about, you didn't do it. You had nothing to do with it. And I get that. That's your first reaction. You want to say, well, hey, wait a minute now. I didn't do that. You was born here. I get that. But if you're going to say you the leader, if you're going to keep talking about black women submitting to you, then you have to be that leader. That means everything that goes wrong, it's going to be on you. You're going to have to carry that. If you're going to be the leader, because that's what leaders do. So what you have to do is stop cooning first. Y'all done heard me say this before. Black men, you're going to have to stop cooning first. I know you don't want to. I know you rather debate about LeBron being the greatest basketball player, or, I know you rather talk about that type of shit all day long. Sports. I know you rather talk about that. I know that about you. At some point, though, all that stupid ass sports shit that don't add up to nothing, you gotta put that down. And be passionate about your people. And stop fucking cooning. Umar told y'all. Black men are cooning, especially with interracial dating. cooning at a higher rate than anything that black women could even do. And a lot of you hoe ass niggas won't do it quietly. You have to come and talk shit about black women in the process. That's okay too. We don't have an issue with that. But let me just look. I'm gonna focus on y'all comments before I get back. I'm trying to get from being on my damn soapbox. Let me get off my soapbox. Let me get off my fucking soapbox. Let me get off my soapbox. Because don't nobody hear me. I mean, I'm trying to tell y'all, this has been years we've been doing this shit. And to the people that hit me up and tell me it's because of me that you stopped cooning, mad love to you. Because that's really all you can do, one by one. One by one. If I done helped you stop cooning or at least seize the bullshit you be on, mad love to you. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. That gives me purpose. That gives me purpose. Let me get this nigga face off. Let me get his old face, head ass. Like, they so used to just sitting up there trashing women, trying to prove that black women ain't shit all day. But I can't stand this conversation, y'all. These are facts. These are facts, Mike. Facts, because black women ain't the ones that got a whole movement dedicated to interracial dating. These are facts. Now, you will have your divestors. You'll have your swirlers. They exist. Understand me. And they're annoying as fuck, too. I hate talking to them bitches. Oh, my God. The way that they love all things white. And then you'll have, women that claim they don't worship white men, but all they do is uplift white men over black men all day long, which is weird as fuck to me, but okay. Whatever you say. But they are annoying as fuck. They do exist, but it fails in comparison. It fails in comparison to how black men lay in the caves. It fails in comparison. It fails. But talking to even if it's a black man and he laying up in the caves, talking to him about racism, it drains my soul to try to talk to. So what I do now is I say, okay, you in the caves, I understand. I ain't got nothing else. There's no point in even talking to him. There's no point in even talking to him. No point. I can't stand it. Mad love to y'all. Y'all here. Trig said that's the problem with being too dependent on this white supremacy. Everything we do, we got it from them, Trig. Look at us. Our patriarchy, how we set up our families, how we set up our relationship, what's love to us, parenting, child rearing, we get it all from the caves. Everything that they do, we do. We mimic. It doesn't even make any fucking sense to me. We copy everything that they do. And then we wonder, why is our shit so full of self-hate? Well, the person that you got it from hates you. So if you take on their mantras, their mentalities, the self-hate is going to come out into you as you put this into your community. It's going to come out because you got it from people who hate you. And the problem is we talk about all the time separation. We can't even take our minds back from the white man and his mama. That's why I don't talk that separation shit. That's why I don't do it. Because it's too unrealistic. We can't even take our minds back. We can't even take these people off the pedestal that we have them on. But yet we want to talk about separation. And we just need to go over here. No, not what you got the mind of the white man. You're going to be the same way. You even got his patriarchy. The reason black men talk that submissive shit, they got that shit straight from the white man's Bible. That's why he want the woman behind him instead of beside him. Only time a black woman should be behind you is if there's a threat coming your way or y'all's way. That's the only time. Her and the kid is supposed to be behind you. That's the only time. Other than that, they should all be lockstep right next to you at all times. Getting the understanding that you're getting the knowledge that you're getting. They should not be behind you at no point. At no point. Not beneath you or anything. That's not you. That's them. This is when Umar was talking about the first wave of feminism. We talking about the suffrage movement. The white hoe was trying to get off from in behind the caveman. Or hell, even get in the same room with him because the caveman didn't give a fuck about this bitch. The way we came up, we was lockstep with each other. Now we done took on this mindset that they got. And we wonder why it don't work. You got the mind of the caves. That's why the separation shit won't work. You can't even take your mind back, and nobody's controlling that. You can do that right now, just like that. You can make a decision to take the cave off the pedestal in your head. You can make a decision to stop following in everything they do. You can do that right now. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing. No war, no battle, no guns, no blood, no nothing. You can make that decision right now, just like that. But you won't even do that. So when I hear people talking about separatism, oh, we need our own state, we need our own place, for what? What you gonna do with it? You won't even take your fucking mind back, and it doesn't cost you anything. You won't even take your mind back. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, yo. Seriously. Seriously. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So here we are sitting around, copying the white man and his mama, got him up on a pedestal. But when you talking about separation, you're not going to separate anything. You're not going to be able to. Black people must find pride in themselves first to exist amongst any type of pressure. I don't care where it's coming from. We're supposed to be able to stand in, hold our heads high, and exist like this, no matter who's around. I don't give a damn if they surrounding you. Your shit's supposed to be, look. Matter of fact, I ain't even think about the shirt I got on. It's supposed to be just like that. It don't matter. Okay. It don't matter. You supposed to be just like this. I don't care if you surrounded by them bitches. There should be nothing that stops you from this. But it does. Y'all ain't like that. Black people not like that for real. They're not like that for real. And don't nobody understand me. Don't nobody want to feel what I got to say. But I'm telling y'all, this is right here. Right here. Even in the face of your cave Jesus. Because that's a sin probably. With the cave Jesus y'all love and represent, this is a sin. That's a whole sin right there. But this is where you need to be. Imagine if this were where our kids was. See, that's a mentality. It don't matter that you in the hood. When they talk about Pookies and Ray Rays and all this old shit, I get that. It don't matter that you in the hood, though. This right here is a mentality that you can carry in the suburbs, up in the fucking mountains, down in the hood. I don't give a fuck. If you in the country, backwoods somewhere, on a farm, I don't give a fuck. This right here should be what you are. That's what you build your motherfucking coach off of. That's what your mindset is at all times. But don't nobody want to hear that shit, man. Don't nobody feel me. Don't nobody feel me, though. Don't nobody feel me, though. Don't nobody feel me, though. It just is what it is. Nothing's stopping us from this. So when y'all start talking about, again, that separatist talk, it don't make any sense. Not right now. Not until y'all stop cooning. Ain't none of it gonna make no sense. I mean, until I see black folk like this by the millions. I'm not talking about the thousands. I'm talking about by the millions. Like this. Until that happens, we're going to be running around in a circle having stupid-ass conversations on podcasts about black women submitting to black men being leaders. It's going to be stupid-ass conversations had. Until then. And I say it to y'all every time I get on here, and I swear I stand by it, and I'll be saying this shit until I'm old as fuck. That's what I believe in. Until you change the mentality, until this is your spirit, ain't nothing changing for black folk. Ain't nothing changing for black folk. In the hood or anywhere. In the hood or anywhere. Well, Wise, let me see, Wise. Wise 91 says the Bible is not the problem, it's our mindset. What type of mindset do you have to be in to believe in the Bible? I mean, like, are we being serious here? What mindset do you have to read a book of fables and think it's real? That requires a certain mindset as well. That's the first game they played with you. It just is what it is. That Bible is a problem because you believe it's history. See, it's not the Bible itself. It's what you think it is. That's the problem. You're not reading it for fun. It's worshipped. It's believed as science, as history, as facts. That's the problem with the Bible. So it's a certain mindset you got to have to open that bitch up. Read the story about Adam and Eve. But yeah, all right, cool, all right. And then you get to the snake and you're like, yeah, okay, I see what the fuck. All right, cool. Then you get to Noah's Ark and you still nodding and motherfuckers walking on water and you nodding and like it's like at the end of the day, like the fish and the bread story, the motherfuckers bringing people back from the dead and you nodding the whole time. It takes a mindset to nod to that. Yeah. Takes a mindset to nod to that. But as soon as you say something about this, niggas be like, man, ain't nobody trying that black stuff. Ain't nobody y'all hotep ass niggas. But you don't say that to... So, okay, so somebody can read the Bible to you, and you can speak that as facts. I tell you, put your fist up. I'm just a hotep. Y'all need to shut the fuck up. I need to go somewhere with that black stuff. You don't want to hear nothing about that. Yeah. It's that mindset. See, we open to hearing this about an ark and two animals and Noah, and we open to that. But if I start talking about would be black history, nah, man, that's that hotep shit. That's how we will train. I'm telling you, that's that mindset. The mindset gonna hear, it'll hear the Bible. It'll take in the Bible as facts. But this right here, Rob, nah, man, that's crazy, man. Ain't nobody, black people ain't unifying, man. Ain't no hope in that shit. But y'all waiting on a nigga to come down from the sky. Do you understand this? That's what I'm saying. It takes a certain mindset to naysay this, but accept the fact that one day it's a nigga gonna come down out the sky. This crazy, that ain't. That's a problem. See, that's a problem. I'm sorry. That's a problem. That's a fantasy book. We real. We here. I mean, you can touch it. It's here. It's right here. What we going through out here is no secret. It's public knowledge. People are less likely to believe that racism exists, and that it's a systemic racism in particular. More people believe that a motherfucker coming down out the sky than they do that racism exists. That's black folk. Cause we don't teach our kids black identity. We don't do that. We don't do that. They don't do that. Oh man. They don't do that. Shatis B says they manipulated the proverbs from African culture and created a mindset and mentality that allowed you to be comfortable in your subjugation. I believe that. But I think African proverbs is bullshit too. Understand me. There isn't a spiritual system that I believe in. I don't want people to think, well, he says it's about Christianity, but then the African spirit, that's bullshit too. Sound better, but it's still bullshit. Ain't nobody doing nothing for nobody. Ain't nobody protecting none of us from nowhere. No spirits, no gods, no prophets. Not real. It's not real. I don't care where they stole it from. I know they stole it. You ain't got to tell me. If you look at, you go back to the ancient Egypt, when you do your Isis, Horus, Osiris, Isis, Horus, that don't mean that's real. I don't care that they stole it. It's fake shit. Like, it just is what it is to me. At this point, it's just all fake shit. And that's fine if you was reading as fake shit. Reading for a good word. Like, you know how they be having quotes? Almost like a saying, like, keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head up. That may be something that you hear one day and be like, God damn it, my shit was down. Keep your head up. Right? It's just something that can juice you up for that time being, right? That's a good word. Nothing wrong with that. One of my most favorite passages in the Bible, because the Bible got bars in there. No weapon formed. That's a bar. That's a bar. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now, the part that I got to leave off is, I think it says something to the only effect or so saith Christ the Lord, or like Jesus gonna have something to do with it, or some shit like that. That's a little far. But the no weapon form bar is a bar. It's a bar. It just is to me. It's a bar that can help somebody that could be feeling defeated or something like that. Motherfucker be like, man, no weapon form. That's a bar. If we looked at the Bible like that, but that ain't how we look at it, man. That ain't how we look at it, yo. We don't take the time to look at it for what it is. And Suspicious says our interpretation of the Bible is wrong. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to knock anybody that just has to believe in the Bible. I don't care about that. If you gotta believe in the Bible, as long as you don't come to me with the bullshit, I'm not gonna hold you. Just don't come to me like I'm lost or asleep because I don't believe a motherfucker parted the Red Sea with a staff through the power of God. He just parted the Red Sea. Why the fuck did he just disappear and leave the theatrics out and just teleport them bitches where the fuck they were supposed to be? I mean, it's the theatrics in the Bible for me, and that's how I know they're good stories. It's God, like, part the sea for what? That's dramatic. Like, it's a little theatrical, my nigga. Like, you could have just, beam me up, bitch. Like, it was you. You the original beam me up, right? Okay, well, then beam a bitch up then. Like, why the fuck are you making us walk at all? Like, you just playing games with me. But okay. I mean, it's all about the theatrics, and I get that. It is what it is. It just is what it is. Only Truth says, I thought you should take the Bible at face value and not interpret it with a human understanding. I mean, humans wrote it. What other type of understanding would one have about the Bible? You can't have a celestial understanding because God doesn't exist and the motherfucker don't write. God don't write. So, I don't know what other understanding can you. I mean, humans wrote it. This is why God is so human-like. If you notice that, if you pay attention to that, your Bible will tell you that God is a jealous God. Like, wait a minute. Like, that's human as fuck, man. I mean, God is jealous. You better not fuck with nobody else. God don't like that. And it's like, okay. Motherfucker mighty human. He be getting mad as fuck, especially the Old Testament. That's the one they really, really jacked. Like, but nonetheless, I'm just saying, I think it takes a certain mentality for you to look at this book and believe and pray to this. 4 things, 4 states of mind to be relieved of things. I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy. Oh, okay. Only Truth said basically you wasn't even talking to me. My bad. Y'all gotta put people's name in here. I'm gonna think you're talking to me. If you ain't putting nothing, I'm gonna think you're talking to me. But to be fair to people that do believe in the Bible, I understand how they got it. It was the indoctrination, not from the white man, not from him, from they mama and them. That's where they got it from. Our parents indoctrinated the fuck out of us. They indoctrinate the shit out of us. The white man ain't got it. White man and his mama ain't really got to do nothing. Eye for an eye, that's that one. Really said eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth is my personal favorite. Hey, you come for me, I'm coming for yours, goddammit. I fucks with it. But let me tell you what's so crazy about that. What's so crazy about the eye for an eye is that Bible will tell you turn your other motherfucking cheek. Turn your shit. Now I'm happy that we know that the black woman up in Chicago, her son didn't turn no damn cheeks. He saw his mama cheek turn, he bought the toolie out, and he went on ahead and blasted off. That's what he did. Like, oh nigga, you hit my mom's? Okay, bang. Oh, you still moving? Okay, bang again. And then we're gonna get you the fuck up out of here. They actually just cleared charges on that black woman and her son up in Chicago. But black man, maybe y'all saw the video. The black man that was physically accosting the black woman, her son didn't no Bible shit. Nah, we not turning the other cheeks. That motherfucker hit my mama. We rocking. We putting boys down. That's what he said he gonna do. We gonna put this boy down. That's what we gonna do. That's how we gonna act. So, that Bible shit, no, he wasn't waiting. God to come down and hold this motherfucker's hand from punching his mom in the face. He's like, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna blast this too. And it just is what it is. And they got the charges dropped, which surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, it surprised me that they dropped the charges on black folk with murder charge. Like that was crazy. That's crazy. But they did drop them. And if they interview this woman and she says anything about the grace of God, I'm gonna lose it. I think my brain might just run out the back of my head if she says some shit like that. It was for the grace of God no, your son, it was the tool. That's what it was. It was the tool. It was not the grace. It wasn't the grace. Now I don't know how the hell they let them off, but even if you claim that's God, it's like, yeah, no, I'm still not buying that because there's too many innocent brothers locked up in prison for me to believe that God is somehow swaying the justice system. I'm not going to buy that either, but she better not. She better not say no God shit. She better not. I can't do it. I can't do it. Only Truth says, do you think the culture would change if mainstream rap was changed a bit, like the themes depicted in it? No, I don't. I don't think the culture would change if mainstream rap changed. I think the culture would change if one, you're going to always have that hood element, first of all. And unless we're arguing that most black people are hood like that, which I disagree with, then I don't think there needs to be a change as far as that's concerned. We need to stop cooning. And that's not something that we're really preaching out here like that. I'm not saying there's not, because the music is supposed to be entertainment. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, are we teaching our children as entertainment? No. Are we teaching our children how to look at propaganda, how to break down propaganda? No, we don't do none of that work. These days, we give our kids phones and we get on our phones. That's how it's happening. Here's your phone or tablet or whatever. Here's mine. I'm going to do this. You do whatever the fuck you got to do over there. But I don't think music has anything to do with it. I really don't. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. That's just in my opinion. I don't think anything would change as far as that. Because I listen to all types of music. Some thug shit, you know what I'm saying? Some hood shit, some conscious shit. I listen to all types of shit. That don't make me go do nothing. It don't affect, my mindset. Like, no. I can listen to a song where a motherfucker blasting away on all types of niggas. Spinning them blocks and all this shit these niggas be lying about. I can listen to all that and it don't make me want to do anything. I think we need to change our mentalities. Therefore, whatever would try to make its way into our mentality to affect the way we move, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work on us. You know what I'm saying? Even when I hear about stuff like, would be different forms of propaganda, like the homosexual propaganda. People like, well, my kid's gonna turn gay because if your kids turn gay on your watch because they watch something on TV, that means you didn't do your job. You allowed the propaganda to work on your kid. You allow the propaganda. And then when we come to the culture would change, the culture, what is white folk listening to? We have to stop believing that we are the worst, most violent, most despicable culture. And I hate using that word because, I don't think y'all have a culture. But if we're going to use the terminology, what the fuck are white folk listening to? Because they listen to more rap than you. They listen to more rap music than you do. Who knew that? Raise your hand if you knew that. The Caves listen to more rap music than any of you niggas. They consume more rap music than any of y'all. Period. They go to concerts more than any of y'all. Period. So blame their behavior on rap music. If we gonna be blaming rap music for something, they listen to more rap music than you. What about that? Anybody thought about that? Because it just dawned on me, actually. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just thought about that. They listen to more rap music than us. Their kids that be sitting around saying all the niggas in the songs. And, y'all, these are the ones y'all invite to cookouts and shit. Y'all know how y'all are. The coon outs, these are the people that y'all invite to these cookouts y'all be having. Because they can spit the bars. They, do the mannerisms and shit. Be, doing their arms and shit like this and bounce. Like, that's all it take. They listen to it more than you. So, Is it responsible for the cave's behavior? Nobody made that link yet. Nobody made that link yet. So there's that. Mad love to you, I'm just saying. New subscriber, mad love to anybody that's a new subscriber. Put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on. We here. You stay in with me, goddammit. I'm going to make it plain for you. And if you on some coon shit, I don't know if you are or not, but if you want to be in a place where coons do not get to live, we here. We here. Suspicious Dev says we need to control our narrative like y'all did at the BET Awards last night. How long y'all can keep worshiping these rich coons? They go to award shows and just coon. They gave Busta Rhymes old coon ass the Lifetime Achievement Award, and motherfuckers must have forgot that he disrespected black Americans and said that hip-hop formulated and originated in Jamaica. They gave this man a Lifetime Achievement Award. How long are we going to watch these rich coons get on TV and accept awards and take pictures in weird clothes, and we going to keep clapping them up and loving everything that they do? We can control that. Because let me tell you something. When you say things like we need to control our narrative, where do we give our attention to? Celebrities got most of it. Do you know why celebrities aren't saying anything about, typically they're not saying anything about racism? Now, when society makes it cool, like to say something about George Floyd and what happened to him, they may do a little something then. Do you question why these rich people with these huge platforms don't talk about systemic racism at all? We could control our narrative, but you control your narrative by controlling who you give your attention to. And that's the responsibility we don't want. That's responsibility we don't want. We watching them. And they could give a fuck less about you. But we watching them. You can tell by how they talk, they don't give a fuck about you. Have you listened to these motherfuckers in interviews? Now, some of them do say some real shit sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But most of them in interviews, they're just dumb. They're dumb. Talking about drama, talking about beef, talking about, dick and pussy, whoever they fucking with like that and all this old shit, or cooning full blown. But these are people that have the fans. How do you explain it? How do you explain this shit? That's what we choose. We can control our narrative, but you got to change your mindset first. Nothing, I'm going to say this again because I don't think y'all understand it fully. Nothing is going to change for black people until we stop cooning. Ain't no controlling the narrative. Ain't no fighting against propaganda. Ain't no fighting against the system, really. If we want to be real about it, because we too scared to even do this. We won't even do that. You too serious, man. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Let me go see what JT and Lil Uzi Vert was fighting about last night. Did you see the fight? If I was him, I would. Well, if I was her, I would. It's like, y'all see what she had on? She need a new stylist. I'm like, y'all niggas is y'all this dumb? Talking about somebody's stylist? Meanwhile, these black men that's in hip hop, they be looking so fucking gay to me. It just be a whole lot of gay shit going on to me. But black men still, follow them and love them and support them. And like these niggas, these the people. Until we stop cooning, I'm telling y'all, nothing else is going to happen. Period. Nothing else. As long as you love coons, which I would argue that you're a coon yourself if you love them. But that's what we can control, but we won't control it. We can control what we give our attention to. Why don't we? And I'm not saying you can't know about stuff. I didn't watch the BET Awards, but I know a couple things that took place because it was flooding my timeline all day. BET Awards, pictures of people's clothes. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all still care about clothes and how expensive an outfit is. That still defines you as a person. We still doing that. Until that mindset change, I'm telling y'all gonna be here. Y'all gonna be here. Y'all can keep ignoring me. People can ignore my message all they want to, but we not going nowhere until my message is dealt with. Period. Until people deal with what I'm talking about, we're not moving. We gonna be here. We gonna be here. we gonna be here. And that just is what it is. This is fair. The Invader Blank Man says a real new Black Panther needs to be formed because it was only about 1,500 of them. I just made this point not too long ago. There is, because of the mindset of the Black Panther Party, black people would not support that. Now, there is a new Black Panther Party somewhere around here. I don't know exactly what state it's in. But there's a new Black Panther Party. They don't have the numbers either. The original Black Panther Party didn't have the numbers. But what that tells you is that black power has never been popular to black people. We've never wanted power. We say black power. We've never wanted power. All we wanted was to go to the same restaurants they go to go to the same schools that the caves go to be able to drink out of the same water fountains as the caves. We never really wanted power. Or we wouldn't have stopped fighting. We thought we won. Once they opened them school doors, it didn't matter that the caves were standing outside spitting on us, throwing rocks on the street, and our kids like they want shit up at the schools. That didn't matter. We won. So what we did was we sit back, and I see us doing one of these, like, yes, finally. Do you see the inside? It's like, God damn, it looks nice in this motherfucker. That's what we did. If we understood black power, we would have never stopped fighting. Never. We would still be fighting to this day. Now, I do believe if we'd have stuck with the fight, we'd have saw actual progress by now. But man, listen. They let us move in their neighborhoods. Shit, man, what you talking about? I got me a good job. What you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. We stopped fighting. We thought we won. That's why I didn't get into the Juneteenth shit. Acting like we actually done won something so we can celebrate freedom. Like, what the fuck y'all talking about? Where was I? I didn't get the fucking memo. What are you celebrating? I understand recognition, but a full-blown celebration for freedom, that don't, where? Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. We should still be fighting right now. You celebrate when you win something. We ain't won shit. We can do things that we couldn't do before. That's no knock. I can sit here on this computer and talk to y'all like this across the internet. Now, they're going to shadow ban me, but that's fine. White supremacy better keep a hold of me. Because if niggas fuck around and start fucking with me, it's over. It's over. If this message was to resonate with millions of black people, it's a wrap. They're done. Because then black people are going to be talking about we need to bring our votes together and vote these. Like, no, we're not doing none of that. We're not doing none of that. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to be talking about what to do with our vote. Fuck that shit. We going to ride until you give us what you owe. Period. And this ain't no violent shit. I want y'all thinking ride mean violence all the time. You know what I'm saying? But what this would mean in the face of the fucking establishment, they couldn't even, you talking about the new Black Panther Party. Do you know what they had to do? It was only 1,500 of them. Do you know that the government had to come up with COINTELPRO to stifle that movement? Even though it was a small number, imagine millions standing against racism, standing against capitalism. Man, it would be if black people fuck around and hear me and let me change their spirit and their minds and their hearts, it's over. It's over. They know it. That's what would, now the actual Black Panthers, they had actually 5,000 to 10,000 members here in America. Very small number, should have been millions. I make that argument every time we talk about it, right? And that was, even with that small number, they came up with COINTELPRO. The government okayed the elimination of the Black Panther Party and other influential black leaders, whether it be imprisonment or full-blown assassination. That was at a small number. Imagine millions. Change the game. But we think we done won already. Therefore, people don't see a relevance in the Black Panther Party. They don't see the relevance in that. They don't see the relevance in that. That's why they can celebrate Juneteenth like they're free. Instead of being on that shit every day. Do you think I had to put you think I wore a special t-shirt for Juneteenth? This my life. This every day. In some form or another. Every single day. In life, at work, anywhere. Out to eat, in anywhere, walking down the fucking street every day. Just like this. If that was who we are, if that was our culture, that's when things will change. That's when things will change. Facts. Shatise B says, we just want to be white, period. Facts. We think that culture is the one we need to be copying, the one we need to be really, really with. Really, really with. Suspicious Dev says, what are some major systemic issues that we have today? Good Lord. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start in education? That's a problem. The public schools in black areas. Because if you go back to the beginning when they called themselves segregating, what they did was they used zip codes, and you may even have understand the concept of redlining to push black people into the poor schools. They don't have to get no funding or anything, and had the white schools over here, so the white people had all the resources and shit like that. That's still happening right now. What you'll recognize when you say what's the major systemic issues that we have today, they're the same ones that we had then. They're the exact same. They didn't change. Nothing changed. The same ones that when they signed the Civil Rights Act in 1964 or 65, I could be fucking it up. Nothing's changed. Nothing. You can go to any system you want. You want to try to go get you a loan from a white bank to start you a fucking business? Go ahead and try. What about the property value? Or you even see some stories about people trying to buy houses, or even black people selling houses. They may have to send a white person in that motherfucker just to goddamn get the house at the proper value for them. In every lane, period. Ain't nothing changed. Every systemic issue we had then, we have it now. It ain't changed. Ain't nothing changed. Nothing. Not one thing. You can start wherever you want to go. You tell me where you want to go. Mass incarceration, nothing. Still happening to this day. Look, exactly. Look, Jay, medical apartheid, where you want to go? Gentrification, where you want to go? Anywhere you want to go is still there. And to me, it's a major issue now. You ask black folk, they not caring about that shit because they thinking about themselves. As long as they can be okay, that's all we care about. The individualistic mindset that even actually, I think Umar actually mentioned the individualistic mindset that we have as black people. We're not thinking about the team. You see? We're not thinking about the team. I think I did. Trig says, shit, did y'all hear the story about the black farmers? You talking about them not voting for Joe Biden? I think it was them not voting for Joe Biden. They think that that's going to do something. So they're going to take their stance and not vote for Joe Biden. Maybe they'll vote for who's running against Joe Biden, or whoever it may be. I don't know. Maybe they'll vote for fucking Cornel West. I have no fucking idea. No idea at all what they're going to do. But I did hear about them trying to boycott or get something to happen due to them not voting. I don't think they understand how ineffective the black vote is in a majority white nation. I don't think they understand that fully, but they will. And I hate that for them. That they're going to learn a hard lesson. And what we think and what we've been told about our vote and the actuality of our vote. I think they're two different realities that are being set in front of black people. We thought, or we have still believed, that because white folk didn't want us to vote, that means the vote has power. We believe that. It actually means something. It actually matters. And it doesn't. Not now that capitalism has run rampant. Now it's all about who got the most money to make or do and perform all this work out here, or to campaign and things like that. So we going to learn the hard way. Just because white folk don't want you to do it don't mean you got no power. They just don't want you to do it because you're black. That's just their racism. But everything they try to stop you from doing, you think there's power in doing it because they stopping you from doing it. Well, because they don't want us to do it, it must be some real shit. These are the same petty ass people that didn't want you to drink out of a fucking water fountain. Like, they just trying to stop you no matter what it is. They don't want you swimming in their pools. There's something wrong with them. So just because they didn't want you to vote don't mean there's necessarily no power in no vote. Because once you vote, you're voting into a system. And that system isn't changing. And you're not talking about that system changing. You're trying to change pieces. You're trying to change people. That's what we do. That's what we still are as we continue to play this game, we try to change people. Well, if I bring this person and set them in the system, they gonna change it. Well, if I bring this person, bring them and set them in the system, they gonna change it. And you don't want to change the system. The system is the issue. The system is anti-black, so it don't matter who you put in there. We ain't learned that yet. So we still thinking, well, if I just vote, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I just vote, then like, okay, y'all gonna learn. Just keep learning the hard way. Keep learning. They just want the black vote. You know how niggas be. They just want the black vote. Even smart, conscious people still be talking about this black vote myth. I should make a whole video talk called the black voting myth. That needs to be broke down because there are smart people that still talk about the black vote. Even Umar did it in this interview. He had a whole segment where he talked about the black vote. Like, that's not real. We want it to be real. We want that to mean something. It's not real. If majority rules, that's what democracy says. It says it very plain. Majority rules. Now we understand this is not a democracy. We understand it's an oligarchy. We understand it's a plutocracy. But if the rule of democracy is majority rules, guess who rules then? Guess who rules? Who is the majority in this country? Now, I don't know how much longer they're gonna be a majority. But who is the majority in this country? If democracy says majority rules, now I believe they stuck with that. You know, regardless, they stuck with the rule of if it's majority rules, then the cave's gonna continue to rule. If that's the rule that we're going by based on this so-called democracy. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in that shit at all. I think whoever got the most heart rules. Okay? Whoever comes and seizes power, that's who rules. Whoever that is. Whoever that is. Black people ain't seizing power. We still talking about goddamn voting. The entire system. You ain't lying. Shantice, hey, it don't matter. Gina, I'm talking about smart, what I would consider smart black people still talk about voting. Gina Turner says, how can 13% of the population control the vote? Niggas believe it. But I think that they feed us that illusion that it matters to make us go out to the polls, to make us participate in the shit. I think that they use them not wanting us to vote as some type of measuring stick. Like, we know if we tell black people we don't want them to, they gonna do it. Because that's how niggas are. Same way that they worked us with marketing. Remember, for the longest time, they would make us feel bad because we couldn't afford certain things. And then you had niggas that try to, even to this day, put on like they got money to show that they have money. Then they think that gets them some respect in the caves. If they could just if all they had to do was price point it up. Black people then became some of the biggest consumers, because what happens is if you tell black folk they can't come buy it, they gonna come buy it just to try to prove something. And it's so silly. Like, look, if you that childish, because that's a game you play with a kid. That's a game you play with a child. I'm going to price point this up and tell you that you can't afford it. But to prove to me that you can come buy it if you even put yourself in debt to buy it just to say you did it. It's a child's game, but it works. Because black people, we think like children. Because we following behind white folk all the time. This is why they study us like they do. This is why they put out these think tanks to just think about ways to get at us. All they gotta do is tell us we can't do it. That's all they gotta do. Even if it's something that doesn't work in our best interest, we'll believe it is in our best interest just because they don't want us to do it. You see what I'm saying? It's a silly game. But it works. And even smart black people sit around talking about the black vote like this is a real democracy. I don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense. Even the intelligent. Anybody you hearing talking about that voting shit, you just need to really be like, exactly, Trig. It's so basic. It's so basic. Trig said reverse psychology. Exactly. It's so basic. It's so basic. It makes no sense. Joe E says, I never voted in my life, but if I do vote, I'll vote for Trump. Okay, do your thing, bro. Get your Trump on, man. I ain't holding you. You won't see me over here holding you. I could give a fuck less who y'all niggas vote for. Because I know this it right here. When y'all start that, whatever else y'all do, y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. Do your thing. Y'all want to vote for Trump? I ain't holding you. Cause it don't see what you think is your vote. If they want Trump to be president, he gonna be president. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. That's Jay. That's facts. Just like black folks supporting the Little Mermaid movie fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, because Disney the ones laughing to the bank, and they do it to us every time. It's so, I'm telling you, we so easy to manipulate and move, and we light work. I'm not gonna lie, and it doesn't make me proud to say that. We are light work. We light work. And we don't understand that we light work because we our egos, we got big egos. They just don't make sense. They just don't make sense. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm about to do, y'all. Listen. Because I got a long ass day tomorrow. It's 9 o'clock. I'm about to take my ass to bed. That's what I'm gonna do. I do want to say that I appreciate y'all for coming in here and watching me break down this Umar shit. I do believe that we need to have more realistic conversations surrounding these topics. And I don't think we do that enough. And I appreciate the people that want me to come through and break shit down, because you know I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna talk about every side. I'm gonna talk about both sides. I'm gonna talk about whatever the fuck is relevant to the topic at hand, to be balanced and hold all black people accountable for the coward, cave validation seeking coons that we are. This cave validation seeking culture that we've carved out and created for ourselves. We look like complete goddamn fools out here every day. That's what we carved out for ourselves. And I appreciate the people that know that I'm gonna come in and we gonna talk about this shit. We gonna talk about it. I'm gonna call the coons out, and hopefully I can get one or two that come through, maybe check out the video, and then maybe they'll stop cooning, and then my family, my pride grows even more. Okay? That's my goal. That's my mission. I done told you I'm not building schools. I'm not making DVDs. I'm not building museums. I'm trying to get y'all to see the relevance in not cooning, the relevance in loving yourself and taking the caves off a pedestal in your mind. That's what I'm here to do. Not have these stupid ass relationship conversations every goddamn day talking shit about black women. We not doing none of that shit over here because it's pointless. Because we need us to be together as a team, side by side, to fight and stand up and take the minds of our children back. Because that's what we need to do. Take it back with this and build our culture on this. Okay? I'm out of here. I will see y'all at some point probably this week. If I can get out early again, I'm gonna come in here and we gonna talk about some shit. Whatever y'all bring to me. Y'all keep sending me the messages on Instagram, on Facebook, these different topics and things like that. You can email me as well. All the links are in the description box. Come fuck with me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're watching the playback or whatever. Come fuck with me, all right? Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. I'm out.